Hey guys, and welcome back into our prep football show that we're going to have every week, so long as they keep us around. Coming off of the week one for Tennessee, the biggest takeaway for me, Baylor. Going into the season, Coach Eric Henry said that his biggest concern was his team was not battle tested yet because they had very few starters returning, especially on defense. Well, that's no longer the case. Baylor is battle tested and battle proven. They just beat a nationally ranked Rabun Gap team on national TV, on a game that was televised by ESPN Sunday afternoon, rallied from a 14-0 deficit to win 21-14, and it was the defense which held Rabun Gap without scoring on their final 6 possessions that really stood up. So Baylor, now they know exactly what they've got, and what they've got is pretty impressive. Also, another key takeaway from last week, Cleveland's defense is for real. They held Clinton to only 23 total yards in the second half, and A.J. Westfield is a man among boys. He had 5 tackles for loss and 8 total tackles. Defensive end that is really going to be one of our, probably likely a dynamite dozen for next year. He's a junior who's really strong. That was some of the key takeaways from week one in Tennessee. What about in Georgia, Lindsey?
In Georgia, we have 2 full weeks now, and I guess the big thing is there are only 5 2-0 teams. Ringgold, Heritage, Trine, Chattooga, and Northwest Whitfield. 2 of those meet at Don Patterson Field Friday when Heritage visits Ringgold. It's a non-region game, but it's huge. And Ringgold will be getting some of its starters back. They lost 4 starters week 1, but some of the reserves, including freshman quarterback Brody Raby, has looked really good. One of the things I'm going to be watching is Heritage's dynamic receiver, Cody Bryan, is going to be going against one of the biggest ball hawks in the area, Cole Runyon from Ringgold's got 5 interceptions already, I think, or 5 turnovers. So that'll be big.
Yeah, and look for Lindsey will have a story on the Runyon kid coming up this Friday, so we'll watch for that in the Time 3 Press this Friday. Looking ahead in Tennessee this week, some of the bigger matchups. One, East Hamilton had a win last week. Not a surprise that they beat Hickson, but a surprise by the margin of their win. Really impressive win there. But now they go to Marion County, who I think is one of the top 2 or 3 best teams in all of Class 2A in the state of Tennessee. So East Hamilton will certainly get tested at Marion County. Marion with a huge win last week. They steamrolled East Ridge 40-0 and now look to go 2-0. Last year they had an undefeated regular season, and Tim Starkey has a group that I think could easily build off of that this year and be just as impressive, if not more so. Also, another thing to watch, we'll be there. Bradley Central is hosting Tyner, and Bradley Central now has a new starting quarterback. Last week, they lost their starter in Thursday's loss to McMinn County. Tyler Cook tore his ACL in that game early on in the first drive. But Cash Bandy, who actually played quite a bit last week for rival Cleveland, has transferred to Bradley and will be their starting quarterback so long as he's cleared by the TWS to play this week. So watch for that one as well. And then, of course, everything else that happens on Friday, we will recap for you guys next week and look ahead to the following week as well. As long as they keep us around, we'll keep doing these. You guys keep watching. Thanks.